Now you listen here, Yasaki. You force your Asian pilot to navigate a deadly asteroid field if Rare's taken everything that ever mattered. Okay? Sorry.
Hi, my name's Isaac Joslin. I play Captain Trigger on Transolar Galactica.
The Senator's been kidnapped by a Raris who plans to leave in his cruiser.
Captain Trigger. Captain Trigger was you. You came up with that.
Yeah, actually, it's funny. Captain Trigger's name comes from a mistake by Jade. Originally, I wrote the line as, "Whoa, hold on there, Trigger," like, you know, someone that shoots fast, like, "Hold up there, Trigger." And he completely didn't understand that. He thought that was the name of the character.
No, calm down, Trigger. Look.
So he started calling him Trigger as if that was his name.
Trigger was written by my compatriots, basically taking all the worst parts of my own personality and making a character that's just that.
I really like Trigger as an entity, because you see that kind of character a lot, and I think Isaac does a really interesting take on that. He has such a massive ego, and yet at the same time he's so pathetic and sad.
Samson's dead to me. The Trigger character originally started off as basically a straight Zap Brannigan ripoff.
And you all served me today. You served me more than you could possibly imagine.
Then he pretty much said, I don't want to try to mimic Zap Brannigan's voice by episode 2. In fact, he actually changes quite a bit.
I said results!
It was totally on his own time, because we didn't really have to direct him or write it any differently. But in his head, he just figured out this new paradigm for Trigger, where it's still gonna have all those qualities of Zap Brannigan, it's gonna have all those qualities of Captain Kirk, but there's just something vulnerable about him now, which is interesting. Big props to Isaac for kind of like recreating his character almost overnight.
Doc, I gotta tell you about the future.
He's a very self-centered individual, narcissistic, and has sort of stumbled into all these opportunities to just land himself on this spaceship with the crew that he has. And even at that point, he continues to make terrible mistakes and put people's lives in danger for his own reckless...
Come on, Isaac!
I guess searching for fun or excitement. I'm not sure what really drives him other than possibly sex. I think we established that in one of the episodes.
And all you had to do was reach into my pants!
We're on location for my character's origin episode, The Sins of the Father.
As we were developing these characters and thinking about where they're coming from, there's little droplets of that in season 1, not, little hints, but the Trigger's pretty bereft of any of those, so you don't know who he is really up until his origin episode.
My origin episode actually follows my character from a young child to where we pick up with him in the beginning of season 1. You get to see his entire trajectory from terrible little child to a terrible adult.
Young Trigger is a very mischievous kid who likes to play with toy guns and shoot the aliens and do all that stuff. And I was studying the older character of me. Just kind of wanted to get a feeling of who he is and what he does.
This one will be primarily in black and white, so it sets mine apart from the rest.
When we sat down and decided we want to do these origin episodes, we pretty much were able to say, oh yeah, Yusaki's is this, Samson's is this, Reddy's is this, McCall's is this, what's Trigger's? And so that was kind of, out of all the episodes, I think, the tougher one to figure out how we wanted to say it, what we wanted to do with it. And we realized, well, the best way to say it is to not really have it from his point of view, but to have it from someone else's. And the best way to do that is basically to have this butler who raised Trigger from being young to his adult life being a character. And it's really kind of his story as opposed to Trigger's. It's kind of from his point of view, showing this is where this character comes from. And this is why he's such an asshole.
Arthur Tricklesmith is the butler for young Trigger, son of Octavian here. He's something of a hard case. Got problems with authority, he does. And I won't bury any more members of the Trigger family.
I'm at the E.J. Roberts mansion.
What are you shooting?
I have no idea.
Part of its charm is the fact that the furniture, the wallpaper, everything is still so period to when it was created. It's kind of a really neat experience to walk in to a building that is well over 100 years old and it still feels that way. And it has a great atmosphere, and that was sort of what we were going for with this episode.
So what is with the graduation gown?
Isaac actually never went to his college graduation. He let all of us go, so we figured we'd give him this chance to redeem himself and actually, respect himself.
Really, I think it's more a plot to just make sure I stay looking vaguely ridiculous for the entire shoot.
That's kind of what it is, yeah.
Most of the origin stories, we shot over a day, possibly 2 days. This one has been over 4 days. It's been over 2 weeks. This is our largest cast of speaking roles. I think we have 5 or 6 speaking roles of local actors who are on board now. Several different practical locations that we don't necessarily own, that we're either jumping in through a favor or we're actually renting. So this was like a very small snippet out of a feature film. Really, this shoot was like a really well produced short, and so it's the production quality and the production scale and size that we are striving for season 2, and I think we finally got there in the last origin episode.
That was awesome.
If you would like to support Transolar Galactica, go to transolargalactica.com/join the Legion. For a mere $25, you will be granted access to all of the Origin episodes and exclusive content available only to the Legion. Have you had any interesting or notable fan interactions with fans?
I got laid once. So that was nice.
Nice.